What's up, everybody? Will here at Project Move, and today we're looking at stacking, right? So how to properly start to warm up. Here we call it a movement primer. Call it whatever you want, right? But how we kind of develop our movement primers is we go brain, midline, and then mechanics, right? So we bunch it all together, and so it's not like 1, 2, 3, but we're kind of like always moving through and making sure that we're hitting those certain pieces. So today we're going to go over stacking, right? So stacking is working on the mechanics, working on the nervous system, and how we see the nervous system is coordination and waking things up, right? And then we're also looking at midline control. So how do we put all of that together? How do we put two of those things together? Stuff like that, right? So today's drill, which I love, I wish I invented this, but I didn't. I have some extra tools here that I have that have kind of helped us through our programming and our workouts. But we're gonna work on coordination and then mechanics of the clean, right? So how do we do this? You can see I got my 2 pads. Those are gonna be my 2 usable pads. Let me pull this back a little bit so you can see it. I've got the maize and blue here. Go blue, who's with me, right? You guys get it, okay. Anyways, so I've got my 2 pads. Those are gonna be for my coordination. That's gonna be for where am I landing with it, right? And then I've got my bar, okay? So I'm gonna bring the bar up, okay? I'm gonna go right over, I'm gonna put my heels right in front of these 2 pads, okay? Now the idea is I'm gonna land on these pads. So I'm gonna go into my hang clean position, I'm gonna drive up, and I'm gonna jump backwards to these pads. I want about half my foot on this pad. I don't wanna jump too far back, right? So I don't wanna jump all the way full foot on these pads, it's too far back. But I do wanna jump about halfway, half foot on these pads, right? So again, what is that working? Especially when I'm thinking about half the pads. What am I doing there? I'm working on coordinating the movement. Olympic lifting, period, requires coordination, right? So we're actually throwing in a little bit more towards this coordination piece. One of the biggest things that we see here when we're Olympic lifting from the clean is I shift forward, and then I'm here, I'm jumping forward and chasing the bar. So what this drill can do for us is it helps us, if that's you, it can help you kind of jump backwards a little bit, cue the body to come here, and then land more posterior. Not to say that jumping backwards is the correct thing to do, we're just warming the system up to realize that I sure don't want to be jumping forward, so I want to come up and then straight back down and landing in that posterior chain, right? So we're practicing coordination and we're practicing the mechanics here of what this takes. Hopefully, if you've warmed up your midline before you did this, that midline, that rib cage is staying down and you're working it. Let's see that drill one more time, right? So heels, front of the pads, okay? I got my right on maize. I got my left on blue. Go blue, I'm gonna hinge over to my hang position. Drive through my clean, jump backwards. Ooh, that was like 1/3 of a foot. So I'm gonna re-check, back, nice. That's about half my foot right there. Cool, I'll do that maybe 3 to 5 times, maybe 10 times to really get that drill to lock in. Really depending on what we're doing that day will depend on the rep range. Remember, variability is key. I'm gonna give you the template, you do whatever you want to with it, right? I want you guys to start getting creative with this stuff. Start playing around with it. See how you can influence your nervous system and coordination of waking things up too, how you can influence your mechanics, and how you can influence your midline all together. Play with this, this is fun, right? Movement's supposed to be fun. Yeah, I like to track my stuff too. I want to always get better. And also, I don't want to hate the things that I do. So having fun with it allows me not to hate it. Cool? All right, guys, so this one right here, this is great warm-ups for the clean. We'll call this clean coordination, right? All right, guys, I hope you're having a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.